Who would play you in the movie of your life?
Believe it or not, I would just go completely opposite. I would go Betty White.
Oh my God. Welcome to the Ins and Outs with Mackie. I'm your host, Jamie Hernandez. This is a show about awesome gear and awesome people. We'll be bringing you musicians, engineers, podcasters, streamers, and sometimes even the occasional Mackoid. But today we have a very special guest. We'll be talking with DJ Buttnaked of Ives Audio. He's got decades of musical experience. He's got some history with Mackie and Tapco. And he's currently been taking over the internet with his booty-bumpin DJ live streams. They call him Ronnal, Ronnal Ives. Welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Thank you. I've been working on it a little bit.
that definitely was a great intro. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Let's dive right into it. Tell us about yourself, your background in music. When did it all start?
Oh, man. I mean, I started making music just like everybody, pretty much in high school. I was a jock.
Okay.
But I went to band camp as a youngster, and it just basically stuck with me ever since then.
What did you play in band?
Well, I started playing the violin, and then I progressed to the drums because I could actually be more aggressive with those. So
Very contradicting instruments. How did you go from the violin to the drums?
The violin was the mom. My mom made me play the violin, and then there was a whole bunch of other instruments in the middle there, and then finally I was like, you know what, the drums. I'm going drums.
And then drums, from drums to professional DJing. I mean, where did that road even begin for you?
Well, it started as it went from drums to actually playing football, and then when I was playing football, then I decided I wanted to be a rock star because I like girls and partying more. And then I learned how to DJ from there. As DJ was a hobby, then I started actually engineering and doing sound stuff. And, as that progressed, then I wound up working for Mackie, touring with a bunch of bands. And then I was like, you know what? I can't live on the road in a tour bus and have kids. That just isn't, that's not working for my family right now. So I got a day job and I started working for Mackie, and then the rest is history, DJing and all sorts of craziness.
So tell me a little bit about working with Mackie. So like I said, you do have quite the history with Mackie, and even before that, Tapco. Let's talk a little bit about that before we actually dive into your music.
Oh boy.
You've been in so many videos and just so many fun projects out there. Why don't we share with our viewers what some of those projects have been?
Oh man, there's Mixbuster series, which is really fun. We got to jump and break a bunch of mixers. There was the Ladies Love Ronnal video.
Yo, they call me R-O-N-N-A-L. The female say
that was
right? It's one of our
that
favorites.
was a really interesting video shoot, and was a lot of fun. Basically, my time at Mackie was just basically around a bunch of family, bunch of fun and great times, great products, just a whole ton of just like great energy,
What was the product?
great products.
What was the product that your favorite product that came out during the time that you were at Mackie, and how do you think it influenced the musical world?
Oh man, so many great products came out when I was working there. But I mean, one of the biggest products that came out was it was the SRM 450, which is now the V series, and I use the V series all the time. That was one of the biggest game changer for me, because it got me to do all the stuff that I do in the studio, and I got to take it out so people could actually hear it. With Ives Audio, we do a lot of weddings, and the V series is basically, taking over everything that we're doing as far as, well, when we get back to work anyways, but
Yeah. Speaking
ceremonies,
of which,
receptions.
I know that a little birdie told me you have your own SRMV class. How are you liking that one? I know you may
Oh
not
man.
even have been able to take it out yet, but how's that working
Well,
out for you?
actually, Actually, I was able to actually bring them outside,
That's awesome.
and I got in trouble from my landlords because everybody wanted to dance as they were standing outside.
That's a
So
great commercial right there, right?
yeah, I had them outside for a good hour and a half, and then I noticed that there were more people standing and dancing, and I was like, oh well, I'm gonna get in trouble here in a little bit just testing speakers, but it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. People kept their distance, which was nice,
Good.
but yeah, I can't do that anymore.
So speaking of which, I mean, you have tons of experience playing in clubs, and um, things have changed obviously right now. Let's talk a little bit about
Yes.
how you've made it work with the current situation, and a little bit about your live streaming.
Oh man. Okay. So once we got the notification that we couldn't be in clubs anymore, can't do weddings or anything anymore, I was really like downtrodden. I was like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? But thankfully, I had the ability to be like, you know what, I'm just going to hook up my phone to Facebook and Instagram, and I'm going to start streaming and see what happens from here. And the first time I did it, I just had just my hand and my turntable, so it just looked like some weird hand coming at you. And we had about, I would say, about like 40, 50 people who were listening. I changed the camera angle. I started being more engaging. I got OBS Studio so I could do some scene changes and whatnot, and figured out some other stuff back end, and that's now about 5 to 1,000 people every time we decide to stream.
That's
So
amazing.
it's worked. We're trying to figure out ways now to make this a better business venture moving forward once we're actually able to get back into you know
The
regular.
normalcy of what life is
Yeah.
today, right? How do you think this current situation is going to shape the way you create music coming forward?
I think this whole experience gave me the ability to see things from 1,000 feet. So
I like that.
as we were before everything happened, I was so concentrated on, okay, I just need to make sure I got songs, I need to make sure I got this going this way, make sure my transitions are on and whatnot. But this makes you think, okay, well, I can do everything from a production standpoint that basically a TV station can do.
Yeah.
So now I have to worry about visuals. I got to make sure that my programming is on point as far as what time of day, who I'm catering to. And, that's given me the opportunity to develop a bunch of other things that we got coming down, like another podcast and a bunch of other live events and some Zoom parties and whatnot. So that within itself has opened up a bunch of other revenue streams for me moving forward. So I'm like, oh man, this is great. I don't have to be stuck in a nightclub, although I love being there.
And you
I
don't
don't
have
have
to
to be
lug all
stuck.
the gear, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love this too. It's usually I work in the field, right? So, sometimes that means I have to drive a truck filled with big old speakers all day,
Yep.
and now I'm just using my one microphone in my headphones, and it's been a really
Gotta
really
love
nice
that.
work experience, and a lighter load for sure, which it's been
And I
great.
just want to let you know that this is the first time that I've put on pants since February 2nd.
So you even put on pants for us. Thank you. Thank you so
Jeans.
much. Um, so as a DJ, aside from wearing pants to interviews, what other advice could you give to DJs who are whether they're starting, in a world where they can't currently go out and play shows, and from whatever aspect, what's some great advice you can provide for anyone out there?
Take this time to listen to music. And when I say listen to music, step out of your normal boundaries and listen to things that only you find interesting. So when you find yourself listening to things that you find interesting and not things that are being shoved down your throat that you have to play, because a lot of DJs forget that, we work in the customer service industry. So when you do DJ in a nightclub, you are DJing there to cater towards a crowd who wants to hear what you're playing as far as that's concerned. So a lot of DJs kind of get in a rut where they're like, oh, I got to play top 40. I got to do this. Well, when you're on the internet, you can play whatever you want because
Everybody's there. You know, it's not a club where it's just these young kids and they want this type of music or they want this type.
exactly.
It's not 80s night, you know, it's like
Yep.
you got grandmothers and hopefully not young babies, but you know, they're out there.
Yeah.
You're playing
Yeah.
Baby Shark to, you know, everything.
I like to
Play
tell
that too.
people you never know what you're going to get on some nights. One minute I'll play Baby Shark and I'll mix it with like NWA and I really don't care, and it'll make sense as we go, you know. So
And if
I
anyone
like to
could
tell,
make it work, it's you, I'm sure.
but yeah, I like to tell everybody, you know, take this time, listen to music. And when you listen to music, if you're going to be a DJ, cater your sound to what you want to listen to and how you want to listen to. Because once everything opens back up, you know, obviously it's going to be a different time. But once everything does open back up, you can throw what you're learning now into your set and make it completely different than what most people are listening to.
So these are some fun ones that that I had a blast looking up, and they're not music
Oh boy.
related, and they're supposed to just kind of catch you on by surprise, and well, we're just gonna go for it, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. What mythical creature do you wish really existed?
I wish unicorns actually existed,
Aw,
and I don't know why. That did.
so sweet.
But I wish unicorns actually existed.
If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
Uh,
That was so stupid, but it made me laugh.
that, I mean, that it would be called nut butter.
I'm sorry. Okay. I think I sent you a friend. Oh God. Okay.
Oh boy.
If someone narrated your life, who would it be?
Oh, I would hope that would be Morgan Freeman, but Samuel L.
Everyone uses Morgan
Jackson.
Freeman.
I would love for Samuel L. Jackson to actually narrate the entire thing. And then we would have to make sure that every time he cursed, he put bleep. So it would go something like, Ronnal started as a bleep, bleep,
So it's Pulp
bleep.
Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah. I mean, that's the way it would have to go.
Oh, I love it. That's a good one. Oh my gosh. Okay. Who would play you in the movie of your life?
Believe it or not, I would just go completely opposite. I would go Betty White.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Betty
White would.
Oh, I love
She would be
that.
DJ Buttnaked. And I mean, you know, you think big, humongous black guy, and then Betty White.
And then
Yeah,
it's her.
that's where I'm going. Yeah,
I love it.
most definitely.
If you were a Street Fighter, what would your theme song be?
Have you ever seen Big Trouble in Little China?
You know I have.
All right. It would be the theme song to that. That's what I would actually walk out to a steel cage match against Hulk Hogan and the Undertaker and
What
everybody.
are you
It would
wearing
be that.
in all this?
Oh,
trying to
man.
picture it. The song.
It would have to be like the Andre the Giant onesie that goes.
Yes.
If I'm going all out, I'm going
We're
all
gonna
out.
have to make
that
this a
way.
video. Call the whole Tapco crew out. Back out, right? Oh my God, I love that. All right, Ronnal. Please spell diverticulitis.
Nope.
What would be the worst buy one get one free sale of all time?
Used socks.
Oh God. Yes, I agree. You knew that one. You thought that one already. You already
See,
thought about it.
you forgot. I worked in tech support, and we used to have these conversations all the time. And yeah.
In one sentence, how would you sum up the internet? Or let's say one word. In one word, how would you sum up the internet?
Intense.
Intense.
Yes.
So yeah.
It can go either. It can either make you laugh out loud in a room full of people in a library, or it could make you so angry that you need to, go for a walk or punch something.
Or just
So
ruin you, just like
yeah,
my fiance who likes to show me videos that scarred him so that he's not alone in the scarring,
yeah.
Oh my God, it's never
Got
a
to show
good
you
situation.
something,
Yeah, it's never good. It's never good when someone's like, check this out. Like, ugh, I've given up.
or oh, this tastes disgusting. You need to taste
Or
it.
smell this. It smells bad. Smell it, and you're like, oh, it does.
Yeah.
Why do we do that? Anyway, all
Okay.
right, Ronnal, for the most serious question of all the questions, Purito or Taco Cat?
Taco Cat.
There you have it,
Yep.
Taco Cat. Thank you for all that, Ronnal. So I'd like to dig a little bit deeper into your creative process. Can you share with our viewers what that looks like?
I don't have a creative process. I basically just
I'm just awesome all the time.
I don't
Daddy,
know
go.
about that. But basically the creative process starts after I can get all the craziness out of the way. So basically, once I get the kids to bed and, I get the house all cleaned at about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I sit down and I just listen to music. And then, I might come across a song that I haven't heard in a while or a new song that I really dig. And then I'll be like, hey, this will mix with this or this will mix with that. And next thing you know, you get your 5 to 10 songs into your mix and you're just like, maybe I should start recording this, or, let's see where this goes. And basically that's the creative process. Or sometimes it goes completely off the rails. Sometimes I'll work with a acapella or something and I'm just like, I think I'm just going to write a remix song to this. And,
Well, speaking of which, where can people go listen to your live streams?
Okay, so they can listen to the live streams on Twitch via Soul Music Radio,
Okay.
or Soul Focus FM. They also can listen on YouTube, via Ives Audio, or What the DJ Is, the podcast. And it's geared more towards just people like us who are stuck in the house, who are constantly learning and have questions that need answers.
That's right. And I think it's even after we're no longer stuck in our homes, I think we're going to still all use this knowledge that we've gained from this time, right? And,
yes.
And all these new platforms that we've created during all of it. We're just so excited to have you, Ronnal. Thank you so much for all of your great advice, your stories.
Thanks for having me.
It was great having the man with so much decades of experience with not just music, but with Mackie as well. And so it was really exciting to bring you on and learn all about that and dig into what makes Ronnal Ives. So DJ Buttnaked. Again, this is the Ins and Outs with Mackie. I'm your host, Jamie Hernandez. We'll be bringing you awesome gear and awesome people, talking to musicians, engineers, podcasters, streamers, and sometimes even the occasional Mackoid. Please stick around, subscribe, and stay tuned for future episodes.